welcome to another episode of Not a Virgin on Virgin. This is me, Stacey, my amazing daughter, Maggie, and today we have incredible guests. Thank you so much, Nirmal. Thank you for being here, CEO of Virgin Voyages, and the incredible Nathan, the most creative man I know, our CMO from Virgin Voyages. I love this. This is incredible. We're here on Valentine's.
That was quite the introduction for him.
No, what's great, by the way.
Trust me, I have a good one for you. Yeah. It's gonna be the grand finale.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Well,
but I do agree with you, though. I do think he's one of the most creative people I know.
Yes,
I give Nathan a ton of credit. We have an incredible brand, thanks to Nathan.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, bravo.
Well, first of all, it's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Probably not.
You know, like your parents don't tell you great things like dads, mums, they want more from you.
Can we delete it?
This is all like what is it like? Not live. What is it? Like, what do you call that when you do it like non-stop?
One shot.
We're going one shot, guys.
Okay.
I love it.
So whatever's said right now, it's said.
All right. I did mean it.
Good. Thank God you said good things.
Well, hey, first of all, is this your first celebration voyage you've been on?
No, my husband and I, which actually today is his birthday.
Happy birthday!
We've been on 2 celebration voyages, which is why we wanted to bring the whole crew on, because it's such an incredible type of sailing.
And I'm glid we could do it for your husband's birthday.
Yes, we just did it for him, right? That's what it's
called.
Celebration
Voyage. The whole brand decided
George.
to create it for him.
So I knew this was all going to tie in somehow. So let me ask you actually, because I really want to know, why did you guys come up with this Celebration Voyage, and why is it so important for Virgin to do this?
Well, we wanted to celebrate everything that Old Virgin stands for, right? You know, obviously this brand's been around for 50 years. We've done remarkable things around the world. But one of the things that's really interesting about our brand is that we've got such loyal sailors. Obviously, you are one of them. We love also the people you bring to us as well. But we've had people who have been on these voyages, multiple times, and they just love the product. They rave about it. And so we wanted to find a way to create something that actually celebrate all of our loyal customers.
Right.
And so the thought was, we'll put together a celebration voyage that showcases the best of Virgin and the best of Virgin Voyages. A lot of people want to know about Virgin, right? They want to know about some of the stories about when Virgin started. They want to know about Richard's philosophy on doing business. Yes. And so we're doing a lot of those kinds of things around the ship. We're teaching people how to weave hammocks.
I know.
We're
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we have the team from Yellowleaf here and a lot of fun things on. But at the end of the day, it's just about celebrating all the wonderful things about Virgin. And the other thing we are doing is we try to find moments where we can celebrate our crew, because as you know, one of the most important things about this whole business is our crew. Yeah. In fact, that is the secret sauce in the whole company. And so while we are outwardly celebrating all our loyal sailors, we're actually doing a bunch of stuff for our crew in the background. Lots of plus-ups for them, lots of different things we're doing to make sure that they know how much we appreciate them. So it's a great excuse, not an excuse is probably the wrong word, but it's a great way to celebrate our sailors, but at the same time make sure our crew understand how important they are to us as well. So that's the main reason why we want to do this. So, I always say to people, we talk about all the stuff publicly, and Nathan talks about all the stuff out there about what we're trying to do, but really what matters is all the stuff we're working on in the background to make sure our crew know and appreciate how much
we feel it as sailors. We feel that because everyone that is on the ship that is working has such a sense of pride. Yeah. And Jess is just ready to share their stories about their connection to the brand. This is not just a job. And that translates to everything that's happening, which makes the experience so extra. It really is so extra. So thank you for doing that, because honestly, at the end of the day, it's good for them, obviously, but it's great for the sailors. Yeah. Because we benefit from them being happy and appreciative.
And look, these are also the moments when we tend to reflect on, what's made Virgin so successful. You think about this brand, it's been around for 50 years, and we've had a tremendous track record of creating these big consumer businesses in lots of different travel verticals. And Richard's always had a very simple saying, right? His simple saying is, you got to start any great business, you got to start by treating your people right. Which means your customers will be happy and your business will thrive. And it's in that order. And it's so simple and so trivial, but we've built that as a foundation of this business. And it's the reason why, all our ships are full and we got such high repeat rates. It's why it works. But it's such a simple way of thinking about it. And I think celebration voyages like this, even for me, I know we get a bit sentimental about it. It just reminds you what an incredible brand this is, what incredible ethos Richard has always championed across businesses. And I feel so proud that we've been able to bring that to life here at Virgin Voyages.
Oh, thank you. It's really incredible, honestly. I know Maggie had some questions for Nathan. Uh-oh.
Do you know if there's anything new to expect on these celebration voyages in here or in Europe?
Yes.
Anything?
I think the lovely thing about the celebration voyages is that they come with a range of different activities and experiences. And some of them are, you get to meet some of the team who've created special things for the brand over the years. Because I think knowing the makers of things is one of those lovely aspects of understanding the story behind it. And I'll say this just because we've been on this journey for a long time. We've worked together for over 15 years, basically, from a PowerPoint deck to almost 4 ships. And the thing is that the notional response, you believe, like, oh, it's a ship and it just kind of happens. And the details that someone like Nirmal has worked on from the very beginning are the stories you build, the way you come together, and then effectively what you experience.
Right.
And I think that now it's like you've got some Virgin people, you've got the crew who are feeling the energy. There's some special surprises, like on this voyage we have Nikki Jam.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite epic. We have another surprise guest who I'm not going to tell you about, but they will be here on Thursday. And they've got a very big announcement they'll be making on Thursday.
Oh my gosh, we got some tea.
The tea is hot.
And then in our lovely European voyage, which takes place in just a number of weeks, when Nirmal's flying off to Athens, we will actually have the Sister Sledge ladies, like Kathleen Sledge will be there.
Oh.
We Are Family, an amazing song from our past.
Oh my gosh, we have to go to Athens.
And then the one in July, which is
Let's
my
go.
epic of all
And it's
epics.
Eden Food Festival, Eden Drink Festival.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then the
amazing.
one in July, which I love, is actually going to be Melanie C from the Spice Girls. who's
No.
actually, it's like Spice Girls.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. But again, I think next year is actually really even more exciting. We just announced our Celebration Voyage for next year.
Yes.
And we're actually calling it a new name. It's called the Red Hot Sailing Club Voyage because it is really about celebrating sailors. And I want to say one thing about what Nirmal said before.
I'm very excited right
I
now.
know.
The thing that I think when you talk about crew and experience, in the end, human interactions are what really matters. It's
Right.
great that you can have a beautiful space like this
I
one.
100% agree.
But when you are in a moment, what you remember is that interaction you have with somebody. And I think the thing that you always have done and principled and championed is that what someone will remember is that last interaction they had. So even if something isn't great or isn't perfect, the way we react to that or the way you think about helping someone through that is what they remember about you.
100%.
And that should always be the philosophy that if something goes wrong, let me help you fix it. Just that energy, and I think that's an incredible thing that Nirmal champions every day.
Well, so one of these Richard sayings, right? Richard always says that Virgin's at its best when things are at its worst, right? That's when you can actually really make an impact.
Right. When we
Those
get in our
service
best of us.
moments when something has gone wrong. And let's face it, stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. But
Shit happens.
we were talking before we started filming around how you guys have been on so many voyages and you feel like it's getting to perfection in some ways, right? But a lot of that is stuff always won't quite work out, right? But it's about, empowering the crew, empowering the team to be able to fix things and make it right? We'll always do what's right by the sailor on one of the
Absolutely.
ships. And
And
that's
it's felt.
cultural foundation, what we have.
It's felt. Actually, the way you communicate as a sailor with sailor services, for example, first of all, the accessibility that you do it on your app, you don't have to go wait in line, all of that. Right there, that alone tells you there's going to be issues like anywhere else at some point, but we want it to be as reduced and as, worry-free as possible. So that made a huge difference. And then the way they handle anything at the smallest, I'll give you an example. Today, I needed a steamer, which, by the way, the steamers on your ships are incredible.
Oh, good.
Oh my gosh, I turbo steam like 3 outfits. Sidebar.
I need to go to
Let me tell you, they're
All
so
right.
good.
Okay.
And I had ordered one on the app in the morning, and it took a little while, so I sent a message, and I was like, maybe someone forgot. When they came and got me my steamer, they had like a full-blown apology that it took so long. I was like, it's perfectly fine. Like, no, we really want to make sure you have everything on your own time. I was like, thank you. Just
Good.
the extra customer service is really appreciated. And that's you guys. You guys have created that culture.
Look, it's the number one reason people come back, right? They
Yeah.
love the service on board. They love the crew. I mean, people love the fact there's no kids on board,
Yes.
right? Because they want it. Like, people love the kid-free holiday.
Yes.
They love the service on board, right? And they love the food,
Yeah.
right? Top 3 reasons, right?
Kids, he means grown-up kids are welcome.
Yeah.
So I know you're a kid, basically.
My kids are
Maggie's
always welcome.
not a kid. Maggie's a grown-up.
No, this is the thing. It's like always, you're always someone's kids, right? Basically.
That's
So
true.
That's true. We're
That's
all
true.
kids forever.
Yeah, that's
really.
true.
No, did you,
Somewhere.
we used to make this joke going, they say kids sell free and we say sell kid free, basically. And the idea that ultimately in the end is like, the better thing is when you are a grown up like you are and you have these experiences with your parents, because when you're a kid, you have to spend most of your time on holiday thinking about, is there enough to do? And obviously, when you get to a little bit older, you go, no, you know what you want to do when you get here, and the ship provides hopefully a range of different parts. You can have experiences together, like dinner moments, like Extra Virgin last night, where you were very celebratory. I did notice the table was enjoying itself.
We had a little fun.
Yes, all those moments where if you want to quietly reflect, reading on your balcony in a book, basically, and say I need some no mum time right now, you've got that option.
Well, our first voyage, my first voyage at least, I came with her along. We did a mother-daughter trip, and we had some amazing mother-daughter bonding time. And then we also I had my own time where I went and exactly what you said. I went outside and I read a book. I went for a walk. I did my own thing. But we had so many moments where we were able to just like be mother and daughter without being mommy and baby.
Yes.
Because that's not
really
the
nice.
energy. Like we want to be able to enjoy it. And no kids, adults in their own.
And all nice food. Everything was
just
just
luxury. It
fabulous.
feels beautiful.
It's funny that you said that because we met somebody, one of the sailors that is actually a repeat sailor. We met him. We were at the Gym and Tonic, I think it was, and he is his third sailing with his wife, and they brought their daughter, which was turning 21 yesterday, on the ship, and it was her first time. So I was like, oh, we also traveled with our kids. And the dad was really worried. He's like, I don't know. I think she's going to be bored because she doesn't know anyone. I was like, trust me. This is a place where you can come solo. You can go with your parents. You can go with a group, and you will never be alone. 10 minutes later, she had a group of people she was hanging out with. I'm not kidding. We all became very friendly. And last night, we went to the PJ party, and there she was with a bunch of people partying till 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, that's it, Dad. Don't worry about it. So that's the best thing. It's so great. You never feel alone. You can come with your family, your grown children, and still have your own vacation. Mom and Dad can have their moment alone, enjoy themselves. Your kids can have their moment alone, and you can still have great dinner parties like we did
Bring your
last
parents
night.
with you as well.
Yes.
My parents are here too. Woo! So it is quite fantastic because it is for everyone. It's one of the things we like to talk about. It's not just, for, our seasoned adults like us. It's for all ages, 18 and over.
I was
You
at
know
an
what I
event
mean?
the other week, and someone said, well, the thing about Virgin Voyages is they're not really for multi-gen families. Yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this idea of effectively going away with your daughter and your parents is an incredible way to celebrate your lovely husband's birthday.
Absolutely. The only way to celebrate our amazing George's birthday.
It's funny because people didn't quite realize that at the beginning, right? We said kid-free,
exactly.
they thought it was just couples traveling,
Yes,
right, in their 40s,
yes.
their 50s, their 60s. But we're seeing a lot more of these mommy and me trips now. We're seeing a lot more of trips because let's face it, when you've got your children, they're in their 20s, right? They don't want to go to big giant ships with water slides, right? They want to go somewhere that feels like a nice boutique hotel on the ocean.
We talk
right?
about this all
great
the
food,
time.
right?
Slides in front sometimes, not all the time though.
No, but we really do talk to around our kitchen table. This
Yeah.
is literally what we discuss all the time. We're like, why would anyone go anywhere else? If you don't have your own children that are young, this is the brand. Like, this is the brand to go with your family, with your friends, with your adult children,
Absolutely,
with your
right?
grandparents. It's the brand.
And more and more, thanks to content that you guys are producing, and a lot of our partners who are, going and telling the world about Virgin Voyages.
Yeah.
I think it's so obvious now to people that if you're traveling without young kids, then this is a brand for you,
This
right?
is
If you're
it.
traveling with young kids, there's plenty of
We
great
get it,
product for you, and we
absolutely.
totally get that, right? And I have
Absolutely.
young kids, and I love taking trips with
For
them
sure.
too. But if you're traveling with grown-ups, right?
This is
This
it.
is the brand
This
to
is
be
it.
in. And there aren't many other products available for you, right? With the great value for money that you offer. One of the things we're so focused on, as you know, is just being great value for money, right? So you can come and have a great experience, come and have all these great things, but have a great value for money experience where we don't look to nickel and dime you.
Exactly.
It's another big thing when I talk about those three things that people love, the kid-free, the service, the food. People also love the fact that we're not looking to shake you upside down.
There's no need for it. You guys include it all. It's
What
unbelievable.
was your
Yeah.
first voyage? What year was it?
2021. So if you can see
Oh,
my
Sea Blazers.
band, it's a Sea Blazer
Oh.
band.
First one?
Last year in March.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm going to ask you a question if that's
Oh, boy.
all right.
Ooh,
Is that allowed? Is that allowed?
For me now.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Oh, okay.
Anything for you, Nathan.
So
Go for it.
I've showed your Facebook, and I'd like to know what happened on the 3rd of April. No. So
Very much.
you've seen our brand
Yes.
obviously grow over the last 3 or 4
Absolutely.
years. What do you think if you look at today versus 3 years ago? How does it evolve in basically?
Well,
That's a good question. I think that initially for me, George is the one that actually found Virgin Voyages. He's the one that was scouting you guys
Love
out.
you,
He's like,
George.
we're going. So finally it was time to, after COVID, we were able to get on. I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to spoil it, so I didn't really look too much. I just wanted to get on and experience it. Obviously blown away from the moment I got on the ship, and it was during weird times where we had to get tested and all that stuff, remember? So from that moment to today, I'm going to say you guys consistently maintained the service and the quality at 100% amazingness. Nothing has faltered. What has happened is I think that you have perfected things. So it was still phenomenal from the beginning, but now it's just at its peak of perfection. Like, it's just, every time I come, I say this. I'm like, how can the food get better? And it's the same great food that I had last time. We were in Puerto Rico a month ago doing Resilient Laden Sailing, and the food was spectacular. We were all together as a family. It was our son's 18th birthday, and we went on his birthday, and it was also my mother-in-law's 81st birthday. So we had the youngest and the oldest on the ship. It was unbelievable. So talk about multi-generational, right?
Celebrations.
What? I mean, really. And we kept saying, all of us were like, how can it get better every single time? And it does. It just does. And then on top of everything else, I think your entertainment has really grown.
I agree with you.
We had a big talk about this last time when we got off of Resilient. We were blown away by the new entertainment.
Yeah.
And I love the entertainment, the original.
Yeah.
All the originals are phenomenal, every single one of them. But wow. Literally, I get goosebumps talking about it.
blown away every single time.
Which
show.
did you love?
Lola's Library. Wow.
Everything. It was
Persephone, unbelievable.
incredible. The
I
costumes,
love
the casting,
Misbehave.
the everything. It was.
It's just great.
And I'm glad you said that, because it actually is one of the things that we've been working on. Because you're right, when we first came out, service food were very good. But entertainment, there was some pockets
Well, there were
of...
some new things that people weren't ready for,
Yeah.
maybe. We loved it. Let me tell you, I loved all
and
of
we
it.
probably didn't have as much variety as we needed
Yes,
to, right?
yes.
So a lot of people said to us, can we get more live music? Can we get some comedy? Can we get some other things where I don't have to go and see a big production show? I can just sit and watch a great band, as an example. So we've got lots of duos and trios now. We have the Busker Artist series now. Aren't those Buskers incredible? The single musicians
So good.
that able to loop with
the
music,
loop
tube
machines
tunes,
are
and all that
so
stuff. They're
great.
incredible, and
They
our
really
team does
are.
a wonderful job of finding them. The first one we found actually was a guy who was he played the Edinburgh Festival, I think, and then we actually found him. He was a busker like in London, and we found him and said, "Why don't you come on board the ship?"
Oh
and
my
then we
gosh.
actually were able to build a program around him, because he was then able to go find lots of his friends, and so we have this very unique program of these single
it.
instrument artists now. But you're right in what you said before, in that we really had to make sure we evolved the entertainment. So we worked very quickly at getting that done, because it was going to take a long time to do it. But we put our heads together and said, no, we got to do this now. So lots of great entertainment variety now with comedy and music. And I'm really excited about Brilliant, because obviously Brilliant's going to start up later this year in September. And the entertainment that we've got lined up for Brilliant is really now, to your point about perfection, I think is that next step up again,
I cannot
learning
wait.
from what we did with Resilient, and putting together a package that I think people are going to absolutely love when they get on that ship.
Well, you guys are doing an insane job. Like, it is so good. Everything is just at the peak of fantastic.
Well, that makes me very happy.
Well,
to
you
hear
should
that,
be very
Stacey.
happy. But I do want to ask you something, because we've talked a lot through different sailings when we were together.
Yeah.
I know that you both have been here from the way beginning. When you walk around, how do you feel? Like, how does that feel to see this reality? You know what I mean? I know it's pride, but like, really, like, what do you feel when you walk around and you see this place actually doing what you imagine? Or maybe it's different. I don't know.
No, it's weird that you can work in an industry and you kind of have, when you go through school and it's like the people that are doing the lawyer stuff and the doctor stuff are the ones that everyone goes like they're changing the world and stuff. They're going. Every time I cross the threshold here, the thing that consistently amazes me is how new I feel. And I sit in the roundabout. Sometimes it's watching people arrive. And it's very clear that we all have crazy lives. We are exhausted. We are overwhelmed. We just have these moments where we feel like nothing is actually working our way. So vacations matter, right? We know that what you do matters. And so, while we may not be solving massively serious issues, we are helping people.
You're helping our mental health and our
helping relationships.
our happiness.
And so I sit there watching people coming on. You see they've got their bags, and you go, but I can see them leave their real baggage, the stuff that worries them at home.
Oh, yes.
And then the thing that's really special is there are a range of activities. You can do things like you can go from your morning yoga to sitting in the hammock or ordering some lovely tapas at the dock, or you go to the wee fancy party, whatever it is. You play at your own speed. But there's this moment on the penultimate night on the ship of an event called Scarlet Night. And I feel like it's that moment because you're not quite going back into the real world, but you're far enough away from the world that you actually get to be yourself. And it is a magical moment because you look around the pool area and there's so many people, and the joy and the liberation from crazy is there. And so I never, ever, ever get bored. And I remind myself when I don't get on the ship enough to go, this is the job. We are trying to make sure people can absolutely have the best experience of their lives, because we don't get a lot of holidays in America.
Yeah.
Everyone matters, basically. So you got to make sure that vacation that person takes is something transformative for them.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel this weirdly heavy obligation.
Wow, but
Wow.
you feel the pride. It feels so
A lot.
good. I'm
Yeah.
assuming
That
it
was
feels the
amazing.
same for you.
Yeah,
I mean,
his answer is way deeper than my answer.
Come on.
I know you feel
No,
it.
you-
I know you.
Because here's the thing you don't know about him. Like, okay, he's a CEO, so there's obviously like you got to do the big stuff with the board and make sure everything's like well. But every decision that goes on in the business, I don't think people ever see behind what they think is the boardroom door, which is rubbish. You've got Nirmal and Michelle, who basically sweat just as much the impact on our crew, the impact on our sailors, and the impact on essentially the places we go, more than anywhere else. And I think that's sometimes the thing that people don't really appreciate, that we don't get everything right.
Yeah.
Not everything is great. We sometimes learn things, but the culture is try it, see what people say, and then get it better. And that's why I think Brilliant Lady will be the culmination of all of the feedback. But I do want people to know that basically it's not just Richard. It literally goes to the leaders of the company to say, how do we make sure that everybody feels good about this? And I respect that about you. I'm saying it because obviously my performance review is coming up sometime later. So I'm going to be able to get the clip and I can send it to you.
We'll make sure you get that. I'll email it to you.
We're going to get more
Yeah.
questions in from my lovely
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, look, your point about you do feel a sense of pride, but I'm always amazed when I come on board at the sense of community you see on the ships, and it doesn't matter kind of where you've come from. It doesn't matter kind of what part of the country you're from, what you believe in, who you love. It doesn't matter when you come on the ship. That's one of the remarkable things that when I come on board that I get reminded of, right? It is such a happy place where there is just no judgment, right?
With
And
love.
and everyone just gets on, right? And people always ask me why is that, and I think it's this reflection that happens from a crew that feels empowered to be themselves. If you think we talk to our crew, one of the things we focus on with them a lot is we want them to be themselves, right? We
Yes.
tell them a lot of hospitality experiences, I think, try to make people robots. And we think about all those very fancy hotels that we've all stayed in,
Yes.
and they train in such a way that actually makes the crew, I feel somewhat robotic, right? Because there are very strict standards about what you're supposed to do, and this is the order you do them in,
Right.
and people don't feel seen. You know, if you talk to people in various big hospitality, and I talk to a lot of people when I'm out and about,
Right.
right? Because I like learning. They don't feel seen, right? They just feel like they're a number in
One
a
more.
big hotel
Yeah.
conglomerate, right? And we wanted our crew to always make sure they feel seen, feel heard, and they could be the best versions of themselves. And my point, though, is that what I think happens is that then reflects on the sailor experience, and it's this sort of reflection back and forward of that community of people, because the community on these ships is actually, the foundation is the crew, but then it's the group of people that are here,
Yeah.
right? And to Nathan's point about seeing people watch the rabbit, you're just amazed when people walk across that gangway, you see them drop their baggage, drop their insecurities, drop all of their partisan feelings about life,
Yeah.
right? And people just come on the ship and they just have a good time and they relax. And it doesn't matter who you are, right? And it's such a wonderful part of being on the ships, which is I love walking around. You know, I walk around all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
when I leave the
How
ship,
many steps do you get?
I get a lot of steps. I get a lot of.
Good point,
I should really do a step counter, but yeah, because I love being around and seeing it, and then I love hearing from people what's going on,
Of
what
course,
the
this
feedback
is
is.
this
and-
is like your baby, you guys. Like
and
you
stuff,
have
so-
to be part of it and suck it all in.
Yeah,
It's
so-
important that you.
So I mean, the word is
experience
definitely pride,
Yes.
but there's a bit of awe there too, right? Of like, you know, this is an incredible experience that we've created, and I would argue it's just such a unique hospitality experience, right? I mean, I'd say it's so hard to always. The trouble we had at the beginning, which is why we love the fact that we've got partners like you who are promoting the brand, because it's hard to say to somebody, you should try Virgin Voyages. You know, it's just a different feeling when you go on board,
Right.
right? Because there is a vibe on these ships
Yes.
that you cannot put your finger on, right? And like I said,
I
it's all
struggle
with
to explain it. Oh
Yeah,
my god, just
but-
trust me, come on.
But once people get on board, right, I
Yes.
see that all the time. I hear people, I was skeptical. I didn't know what it would be like. I was a little worried. Maybe I'd read a blog post that says there's too much party on the ship.
Right, right,
Or I'd read a blog post saying, oh, because there's no kids, everything is adult themed, right? And then we always have to convince them, and I'm sure you have the same thing, right? You have to convince them, say, you know what, just get on board and you're going to feel very comfortable, you're going to have a great time. And people get on board and they leave and they say, that was the best holiday I've ever been on.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and that was one of the ambitions we had. We've set some very lofty goals. And when we first set up this Epic Sea Change for All goal, and one of the things we said is we want it to be the best holiday of someone's life. And the remarkable thing is, you'd be surprised at how many comments we get back that actually do say,
No.
it was
It's
the best holiday I've been on.
Exactly.
And that's tremendously
That's
rewarding.
it. You just checked your box. I mean,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable. Like, what a life goal for you guys to be like,
Oh,
we
it's
made
incredible,
this
right? I
happen.
mean, it's a lofty standard, right? You think about
Right?
all these great holidays that people can
There's
go
so
on
many
around the world. There's
options,
so many
right.
options. And to say that some people say this was the best holiday I've been on,
It's
it's truly remarkable.
It's unbelievable. Oh my God. I'm excited.Aggie has a little fun little segment she
All
wants
right.
to do.
What is the segment?
Okay.
I'm nervous. I'm bad at these.
Okay.
It's like,
You're not
a
gonna-
little bit of a rapid fire
okay.
Okay.
For all three of us.
for the three.
Okay. All right.
This is going to be
I'm gonna
interesting.
go around.
Okay.
We're gonna move.
What happens
This
if we
way.
don't get a question? Like, can we say pass?
No.
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 We're gonna
Can't
do
say
it.
pass. Okay.
You're a
All
tough
right, ready?
audience, eh?
Okay.
We're gonna start with Stacey.
Oh, great.
3, 2, 1. Razzle dazzle or gambe?
Razzle dazzle.
No more. Espresso martini or champagne?
Mocktail.
Yes,
Okay,
Nirmal.
I don't think it was an option.
Nathan, a massage or a tattoo?
I'd probably get a tattoo.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Me
Stacey,
too.
pool nap or DJ party?
That's really hard. DJ party.
Okay, Nirmal, morning yoga or a midnight pizza?
I know. Rapid fire.
Midnight pizza.
Oh, I knew it.
Nathan, early riser or sleep till noon?
As an early riser.
Yes. Runner.
Stacey, Scarlet Night outfit planned or improvised?
Ooh!
Outfit plan.
That is surprising.
You know I planned for that.
Like in every accessory.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Normal, lounge by the pool or hit every single activity?
Hit every single activity.
Of course.
Over here.
And last one, Nathan,
Yes.
room service robe day or full glam?
I'm room service robe day
Huh?
because weirdly, I'll tell you why. I've never actually done ship eats before, and I've heard it's very yummy because he makes me run around and do a lot of work. I'm like, I just want to try it once.
This
Just
is
give me the
time,
once
Nathan.
ship eats. Let me have it. No, he's like, where are you? We need to meet here.
You know
Unless
when
you
you're
want-
girly enough,
unless
Nathan.
you want to meet in your cabin, that's fine.
No.
But I think that might be a little bit
Yeah,
inappropriate.
shake my phone for champagne is exactly right, basically.
Right? Oh my God.
So here's the thing, I guess, because we've got like, if we look at like 3 years,
Yes.
we now have a fourth ship coming online, Brilliant
Oh my
Lady,
gosh, yes.
named after you, of course, Brilliant Lady.
Brilliant.
But
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
We started with 4 and 5 night itineraries, and now we have 7s out of Miami. We have basically longer itineraries that run to 13 nights, basically.
Yeah.
So we've got like that. We go to 130 destinations around the world, and we used to go to a handful, basically. So whether it's Iceland or Istanbul or...
I'm going to Iceland.
Yeah, which I'm very excited about. Don't send me the photos because I'll cry.
I'm so excited. You need to join us.
Obviously, new food rolling out across
Yes.
the fleet and every the restaurants. We've got a lovely
Entertainment.
entertainment. So, what's the thing you're most excited about? As you think about where we're going, what we're delivering over the next year. Like, what's the thing you go? That's the thing I can't wait for.
Well, obviously, we booked Iceland, so
Yeah.
we really, really were excited to do that. It's one of those bucket list kind of
Yeah.
things.
100%.
And we are actually doing some of the most unbelievable shore things from Virgin. Oh my goodness! If you haven't checked out all the incredible Iceland excursions, you have to do
Are you going
it.
to the Blue Lagoon?
We're doing everything.
Oh.
Like, we're literally doing everything. We're like, this
Yes.
is it. This is like, we're there. We got to do it. But I'm going to tell you my wish. Can I tell you my wish?
Yes.
A lot of people know the whole family is from Argentina, and we think that Virgin should go to Patagonia. And we think you should do an Argentina sailing. It needs to come out of, we can even do a transatlantic from Miami all the way to Buenos Aires and then keep going all the way down and do all of
I
Patagonia.
went to Buenos Aires once.
Yes.
Also, it is one of the most beautiful cities, and
It is.
the quality of the steaks and the foods is incredible. And I will say the people are quite attractive.
Quite gorgeous, right?
Yes.
I mean,
I saw myself.
finest example right ahead of us.
I mean, there are a lot of horse riding, but I'm not a horse rider, so I got a bit scared. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of polo and a lot of
Yeah.
horse riding.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that would be something
So-
we could really
So
get
your
sailors
dad has
excited
mentioned this to me too.
Yes,
because
I know.
I have it in my book.
I know you do. I know you
From
do.
your dad mentions it to me. Because they never know our fun story. So our fun story, I don't know if your channel knows, but like I met your dad
about. Tell me
on a
everything.
voyage,
Where?
right? Remember I
Yeah.
met your dad on a
This
voyage.
was last year, I think, right?
I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't met Stacey at that point,
Right.
right? So I met your dad and he talked about a bunch of stuff. We talked about Argentina, we talked
Yeah.
about pickleball, we talked about ships in Argentina. And then about 4 or 5 months later,
Yeah.
I met you,
Yeah.
right? And then we were talking, and then I kind of put two and together, and I said, "Hold on a sec." And then I
My
pulled out my little book, right? I was like, "Hold on a sec."
I had
And I
to
was
call
like-
him. I was like, he remembers, first of all, you remembered completely the entire conversation you had with him, which was unreal. Like, Who remember? You speak
But
200.
not ideal if you work for him, though.
people.
Not great. Not great because he does remember exactly what went on in the meeting.
Well, does he put you in the little book? If you're
No.
not in the book, that's why. The book makes it official. But I was so impressed. You were like, oh, your dad from Argentina. Hold on. You're like, opened your book. You're like, pickleball. I remember. Yes, we gotta talk. I'm like, oh my god. You're
It was 3:07 in the afternoon. I remember he said it was a warm day.
I mean,
He's going to
honestly, that
VHS.
was so appreciated. It felt so beautiful to meet people that are real. You guys are real, amazing.
Well, look,
people.
it's one of those things people always ask me about it. If people are taking their time out about their day to come to us and say, here's what I'm thinking, or here's an idea, I love that. And
So great.
you know, we had a talk earlier about, you know, Virgin and Celebration Voyage and things like that, and I said to somebody, and I really meant it, I do feel like this brand has been built together with our sailors,
Yeah.
right? It's those moments like talking to your dad,
Yeah.
and he's so passionate about the brand of like, here's what I think you can do, here's what we can do to get more people to try Virgin, or here's what I think people
Right.
would like, right? Those are the things that actually make the business successful, right? Because, you know, we can have our ideas, but ultimately it's what works for the customers, right? And you
Listen.
guys are listening to the customers, you know what they are, and we need to be listening as well in return,
So
right?
good.
So it's those moments that make a difference. So the moment with your dad, actually, I love as well, because, you know, those are the things that are going to make this brand special. And, you know, one thing is, we've talked about this a lot. I think a lot of brands are sometimes always afraid to say we got something wrong, or that, oh, well, we've already got that under control, right?
Right.
Like, often the brand, someone will have some feedback. Oh, we're already thinking about that.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had that good.
got
We
it.
got that. We got that.
We got
Right? They don't actually want to be vulnerable and say, actually, we haven't thought about that. Or actually, maybe you're right. We haven't got that one quite right, and we should adjust and you should change
This is
that.
why you
right?
guys
And
are
that's
the
one-
better brand.
That's what I said to Nathan. Is like, you know, Nathan champions as well. And it's one of the secrets of Virgin actually along the way. Is Richard has always said, like, you should never be afraid of failure. You should never be afraid of something getting wrong. And so this idea of this continual feedback loop, but making sure that we're building this brand together
Right.
with our sailors and together with our crew is so important to me. And I really do believe it's been part of the success of the brand,
Absolutely.
and will be a huge part of the success of the brand going forward if we
Well,
can
then we
maintain
should
that.
tell our viewers, let us know what you want to see, what
Absolutely.
things you want to change, or even make new, whatever. Like, send us some messages. We'll definitely let us
Let us know.
And
Let us know.
Ideas for Nirmal
And-
at virginvoyages.com. That's what I would do. What are you excited about? What's your exciting thing coming up?
I was gonna say the new itineraries because personally I do a lot of like flight travels. I like to go on excursion by myself, but this is a whole new world because
Yes.
I just started
Honestly,
sailing.
can I tell you how much I love the fact that you're getting into the travel industry? In
Oh.
a world where it feels like basically it is sometimes you go, do travel agents matter? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Because even in
yeah.
a world of AI, where you can use a ChatGPT to plan your 12-day itinerary, the minute something goes wrong, chat's not there for you. You are.
Absolutely.
So I love
Also,
that.
you're building a trusting connection with someone
Yes.
that knows what's important. So you want to go to Iceland. I'm going to give you the experience that I want you to have, which is the best top of the line.
everything.
And this is why I recommend Virgin, because it checks all the boxes and I trust it, and I
This is why we only
know
sell
that you're going to
Virgin.
have an amazing time. But yeah, the itineraries, because like I
Yeah.
said, I love to travel externally, and the fact that I can get on a transatlantic from Miami
Yeah.
and go all the way to Athens
Yeah.
and explore without having to book all my own trips, get a hotel, find a car. It's a lot of extra work, and
Yeah.
I
And
still
you're
love
young.
it.
I would
Right.
forget stuff.
But
Yeah.
this-
Oh, shivers! I was supposed to get back to Athens.
No, because I did a whole other trip. I missed every single train, and I know that I would not do
That is
now.
true. That is, I was freaking out. That is true.
Every train.
I was like, she's a solo traveler in Europe and she's missing every connection. I'm like, ah.
I love that you've given us such great feedback. I really do appreciate it, and I'm not trying to be not weirdly humble, but I will tell you that as much as that is helpful for us to feel like we're in the right direction, the sweat equity that like a Nirmal and Michelle put into never feeling like anything's good enough is serious, because
Absolutely.
we do value feedback more than you'll ever realize. I'm telling you now, weekends, screenshots from Nirmal from every Facebook post he's read going, what is this? Why did we not fix that? Call him, I'm like, yeah, no.
We're on
That's
it.
the kind of
We're
thing,
really on
basically.
it.
So just know that basically has always been with Richard something that when he's on board, he basically does the same thing, asks every single sailor what they're looking for, and then a big massive list comes from Nirmal with like 100 million ideas that come from Richard, and that's something that I've done. So I think you are a human in a world of AI. the relationship between people is the most important thing. We should never forget that. The role you play is effectively helping people deal with complexity, because it is complex out there, but also know that there are people behind decisions that happen at Virgin, and that's what's special about what we do together.
Exactly. There's a synergy in all the parts.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the sailor gets that benefit because you are dealing with real human connections. And in my case, and Maggie's case, and all of the first mates that are in our agency, we feel proud to bring that to our sailors. It's I feel like they're lucky that you can have somebody that maybe has a little bit of more experience and more knowledge of the brand and can give you a lot of extra things that AI will not do for you. I mean, you'll get the cliff notes of what to do, but not the real feeling.
It does make you sound smarter though. I send emails to Nirmal.
It helps.
You've done research. I'll say this as well. Like, we love what you do every day, and I think the thing is that never forget, as we sort of think about what's coming up, basically, that you as leaders in travel should never ever feel like this isn't important, and you just keep pushing through, because we are on an incredible journey together. We are so grateful for your support and your sales support.
Thank you.
Because it is just about people having great things, and we aren't perfect, but we will never rest in trying to be better every day for you. Just so you know.
No one's perfect, and we all work hard to be the best version of ourselves, and I think we're all doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So bravo to all of us. Yes. So before we end this amazing combo,
we don't have to end it.
I know, we gotta go do fun stuff. I think we have a cocktail party to go to. We have a lot of things to do.
And
we gotta do walking.
There's a birthday celebration.
Gotta get my steps in, exactly.
Our amazing first mate Shelby has some drinks for us.
How exciting.
A little birdie told us what you drank, and I'm drinking the same as you, Nathan, actually.
Okay, what do we got?
And so this is for our amazing Nirmal.
Oh.
I heard you like your green juices.
I do like my green juices. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
This is your Americano.
Thank you so much.
I love
I'm
it.
on a new health kick, so I don't drink alcohol at the moment.
Exactly.
But I'm
And
on like 12 coffees a day.
I'm on a
not
health
sure.
kick, but
It's a metal one.
Thank you.
This is so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shelby. So we should do a little toast. I'm
yes,
thinking we
toast.
should toast to another amazing celebration voyage.
So it's to you.
And for this incredible brand, we thank you.
No.
Cheers.
We thank
And
you
happy
so
birthday.
much. Happy birthday to George!
Thank you. Cheers.
And Dad, thanks for pushing on Argentina. Woo!
Salud! Thank you so much.
As they say, bon voyage.
Thank you guys again, and we will party with you, I'm sure, at Scarlet Night.
I'll be in bed.
Okay, fine. Maybe we'll see you at the spa.
Love you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.